In this video, we're going to be demoing the Sales and Success Center. The Sales and Success Center is the main portal which was designed and built for the success of sales agents in order to create and manage prospects and try to win as many sales as possible. So in other words, it's almost like another sales CRM, but quite a few other features. The account that you're seeing in front of us, this is the dashboard to the Sales and Success Center. Once an agent logs in, this is what you're basically going to be seeing. Now, for the sake of this demo, we've set up a dummy account. In this case, it's branded My Digital Footprint. It's got our business name Outreach on here. But in your case, it'll have your brand and your business name once you log in if you're on the Agency in a Box solution level. Now, once you log in on the dashboard, you're going to see quite a few different things. The first area you're going to see is a list of all my prospects and businesses that I have in my account. This is where I'm going to be able to go in and add additional information, manage all the contacts, opt them into drip email campaigns. Quite a few things are going to be done within this area. You can, of course, filter this information. There is filter levels over here. By default, it's sorted by hotness level or the most engaged business from most recent to the least. And that's how it's by default sorted. But you can, of course, change that by created date, by name, etc. And you also have a search bar up here, which allows you to go in and search for whatever business name. So if you do have quite a few prospects and businesses in your list, using the search bar makes things much more easier to find that information or that business if you're in a hurry to try to find that information for yourself. And on the left-hand side over here, it's going to have additional navigation menu. It's going to allow you to flip between the account section, your tasks, your pipelines, orders, training resources center, as well as the loop. So in this video, we'll kind of go through all the different areas and we'll walk you through how to use the Sales and Success Center in order to manage your prospects and work with them. So the first thing that you're going to want to do, obviously when you first log in, you're not going to see any companies. It's going to be empty. So you're going to want to add in a prospect. A prospect could be a company that you're potentially planning to reach out to or a business you've already been working with and you want to do a little bit of research, maybe run a snapshot report, start talking to them about digital and get them into that pipeline. Once you click on that prospect, as you can see on my screen, it's going to open up a very simple, easy to use search bar, which allows you to search for the business. Now, this is powered by Google. So let's say, for example, I was going after Disneyland. So Disneyland Park, Disneyland Drive, that's the one that I'm going after. If I click on it, a little Google map pops up over here with the information. If this is the correct one, go ahead and click on that arrow. If you don't see the information in the drop-down menu for the business that you're going after, it's possible that they don't have a Google listing, or maybe they're a service-based business where the address is not associated with it. If none of that information is available, you can add the prospect manually by just clicking on this button here. It'll take you to a form which will allow you to fill out some information and add them to your prospect list. So let's go ahead and add Disneyland Park. Click on the little arrow. And the next thing that it's going to open up is a form. Now, the first thing that you're going to see in this section is a campaign. If you're looking to just automatically just add a prospect, do nothing else with it at the present moment, you can select no campaign. If you're wondering what campaigns does, is that when you're running a snapshot report, there is predefined drip email campaigns you can opt a prospect into. So let's say, for example, Disneyland Park, it's already a customer of mine. I want to run a snapshot report, but I want the system to automatically email them as well as input them into the drip email campaign, which is going to automatically send them the report as well as follow up with them every few days to kind of a predefined schedule to kind of help them get more interested and want to reach out to me in order to service them and talk to them about this product that I've sent over to them. If you wanted to preview a campaign, you can just click on Preview Campaign. So here's a quick little preview of what that local marketing snapshot would look like. So day one, the system is going to create that snapshot report. Day two, it's going to send out this email. Of course, it's going to have your brand and your sales agent information in here. but this is the email that's going to go out in day 2. The next email is going to be sent out on day 9. This is what it would look like. Day 16 and day 23. Now these are predefined drip email campaigns that we've created in order to help you take the customer to the next level. So if you're a very busy sales agent, you don't always have time to follow up with them, or you want the system to automate that communication for you because you're having a little difficulty breaking the ice with that customer, opt them into a campaign, put them into a drip email campaign, and the whole goal of these drip email campaigns is to get your prospect looking at the report that you're sending out to them and wanting to reach out to you to start talking about it. So if you're not aware of what a marketing snapshot report is, then there is another video for the snapshot report. Please view that and things will make a lot more sense at that point. But for this case, I'm going to put no campaign because I don't want to opt this prospect into anything at all. I just want to add them to the list. So the first thing that you're also going to want to add in here is your prospect contact information. Who am I dealing with? In this case, it could be Walt Disney himself. Obviously, that can't be true because he's no longer alive. But put in whoever prospect information, first name, last name, email address, and phone number. All of these are optional fields. If you don't want to enter it, you don't have to either. But for the sake of opting them into campaigns later and managing information, it's recommended you do so at this stage. General account information, it's going to start pulling in information directly from their Google My Business profile. So the business name, their addresses, so forth. If you want to make any sort of changes whatsoever, you can go ahead and automatically edit it just so it has the correct information in your prospect list. Phone numbers, etc., hours of operations, any sort of additional business information. A lot of this information that you'll use here as well will be used in the reputation management listing building product creator as well. So if you wanted to take an extra step of time and go through this, I would recommend it. If it's more so just you're doing research, you want to start reaching out to prospects a little bit more quickly, go ahead and skip this information as well. It's totally up to you. This one's already been predefined, so I can go ahead and click create. So while that system is going in, there it is. So the system has created a account within our prospect list. It's going to give us an overview of all the information we've added. It gives you another opportunity to go ahead and add more information if I missed it. You can also run a snapshot listing report and a snapshot listing scan as well. For US businesses, you're going to find that you're going to have this extra little button that pops up when you add a business. For Canadian businesses, it's not available, but for US customers, you can see the snapshot listing scan as well, and we'll show you that shortly afterwards. So let's go back to my business sector. I'm just going to click done. It's going to take me back into my prospect list, and you'll notice that Disneyland Park has been added to my list. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Disneyland Park, and I'm going to walk you through some of the areas where you can manage information. So any sort of opportunities that I have with this business, I can manage over here. So let's say, for example, for sake of argument, I have a potential opportunity, maybe a 75% chance that I'm going to close this by, let's say, June 30th. I'm going to select a package of the services that are available. So I'm going to say, this person may be interested in buying Facebook ads. I have a 75% possibility of closing this, and quantity, everything's already set. Yeah, I'm just going to press create, and now I have an opportunity added. So this is a predefined amount with the package that was created. So that's why it automatically says year one revenue, $3,600 for $300 a month. You're going to have different types of opportunity to modify that information based on the packages that you select. So let's go back to Disneyland Park. So I'm just going to click on the breadcrumb menu here and go back. You're going to see that the opportunity has been added. On here, you're going to see on my right-hand side, it's going to have recent activity. So this is where you're going to see any sort of recent activities that are going to show. Let me go out and walk you through another one that probably has a bit more information, just so you can kind of see that a little bit better. Just going to go into our outreach account. So as you can see here, okay, so recent activity, you're going to find a lot more information if you have a lot more activity than just the basic 3 at the top. You can click on view more and it'll show you all the information and activity based on this client that I've had in this list. All your sales activity is going to show here in terms of creating tasks. Let's say for sake of argument, I wanted to just create a task for myself to keep aware. Send proposal to Dave. And this is due for me, let's say tomorrow the 30th. I've added now a task to my list. So that way I have a little bit of a sales activity measurement over here. And when I'm done, I can just simply check this off and it'll automatically be completed. So all my pending tasks are going to show up here. All my completed ones you'll see over here as well. All the active products that this client has purchased or any sort of opportunities that you've won are all going to be listed here. On the left-hand side, you're going to see active products that this client has that's been enabled. You can run a snapshot report here. If you've already run one and you want to rerun another snapshot report, you're going to find that this one was ran obviously more than 3 months ago. So if I click on refresh, it'll run another one. Just remember that based on your agency's plan with us, there is a limited number of snapshot reports, so don't go wild. There is a limited number, so this isn't really meant for you to just throw every Joe Schmo on that. This is for you to actually put in actual prospects that you have an opportunity to speak with or somebody that you're going to be upselling. Any sort of account notes that you want to add in, I'm just going to go back into the Disney one, just because that account is being used. So if I want to create any sort of notes, only contact on Thursdays, whatever information I want to put in. Oh, I think I overwrote. Only contact on Thursday. Save. Now I have my notes section. Any sort of contacts. Obviously, when I first created Disneyland, I didn't put that first name, last name, email address. So if I did, it would have showed up here. But at any point in time, you can add multiple contacts here. This just kind of tells us what their local time is. So based on their location, I can tell right now that what time it is over there. So right now, obviously, I'm doing this video in the evening time. So it's 7:12 p.m. Pacific time for them. Any sort of general information just based on that local location. So if I ever wanted to just kind of go back and just quickly grab their address or quickly go on their social media channels, anything, you do have a little general info box over here. So this is where you manage your prospects and their overall information. I'm going to go back outside to our accounts list. If I wanted to filter this list, this isn't the only filter that's available. I do have additional filters here as well. So if I want to, filter based on status, by action, by created date, etc., I have all these opportunities in order for me to go in and filter this list. All your tasks are going to show up in your task column as well. So instead of going into your individual accounts and finding the task, it's going to be much easier for you to deal with over here. So these are all my in progress tasks. So as you can see, where is it? Here's the one that we created that we closed, send proposal to Dave. It's been crossed out because I closed it, but I still have one here, follow up on proposal, etc. This one's overdue 26 days ago. So all your tasks, it's kind of like a little mini task manager. You don't have to create tasks only within accounts. You also have an opportunity to create a task up here as well. All your opportunities that you create will be in your pipeline. So you can filter this as list as well. So here's the Facebook ads one that we've created for Disneyland Park for $3,600 with a 75% probability of closing by June 30th. This allows me to keep tabs on my sales pipeline. Sales managers will get access to viewing all their pipelines for all their sales team as well. So this is an opportunity for you to kind of keep track of all your prospects and what's in the pipeline that's potentially going to be that you're working on or that are potentially going to be closing. You do have additional filters here as well. So you can sort this by or filter by open, closed won, all the pipeline stages, any sort of tags you create, expected close dates, probability percentages, all that information is here for you to filter, and as well as a search bar. So if you do have quite a few that you're searching through, you can search for that opportunity using the search bar. Now, the next section on the left-hand side is the Orders tab. The Orders tab shows us all the sales that we've ordered for my customers through the Sales and Success Center. So what do I mean by that? When your label wants to fulfill a service, or when you're ready to place an order for your label team to go ahead and process an order, you can do so directly from here. Now, these are just a listing of all the orders that have been placed. In order for you to place an order, you'll have to go back and convert an opportunity into a sale. So let's say, for example, I wanted to go back to Disneyland Park, and I want to click on this opportunity, and I want to close the opportunity. I can close the opportunity, but you're going to find the create order here. So once this business has been officially sold and I'm ready to place an order that we need to now service this customer, go ahead and create the order. It'll be sent over to us. We'll make sure that we verify that everything's good, and then we'll automatically start the fulfillment process. Now, within your agency, you may have a different process. Maybe your team doesn't want, your management team doesn't want you to use this create order options. That's totally up to your internal process. But this is what we mainly use to send us orders when something is ready. And once again, you can go to your Orders tab and view all the orders that were placed. So for example, I'm going to go to this order ID. I can see that for this client, ACCLwaterproofing.com, uptime monitoring starter for $5 a month, that was sold, and this is currently in the pending phase. So pending basically means that an order has been sent. It's in the process of being processed pretty much, and you'll see other statuses here as well. So this one was declined for whatever reason. Maybe an order was placed and we declined it because this was sent to us by error. This one means fulfilled. That basically means that we received the order, we've processed it, and not that it's fully completed in fulfillment, the processing has been fulfilled. As sales agents, you also get access to the training resources section, where you can kind of get access to sales content and material for the products that you'll be selling. So every agency that has this Agency in a Box solution will have their own store set up based on the products that they'll be selling. And here, for example, I can see a list of all the products that I can sell to my customers, what price points, and if I want to learn a little bit more, then I'm just going to click on the preview button, and it's going to take me into the sales documentation where I can learn more. So here's all the information about the service, images that are attached to it, any sort of files, additional information and add-ons, what type of products. This is the same information that your customer will see in their business center, in their store as well. So this is a great resource for salespeople to have on handy as they're talking to customers and prospects, to have available a large list of services that they can go off and offer to their customers. The Sales tab over here, it just has an additional few other videos, the tour of the sales dashboard, what is a snapshot report, creating a snapshot report. So go ahead and feel free to watch these videos. The Loop is basically a internal communication tool. So as sales teams, as being part of a sales team, it is a very collaborative as well as very competitive department. So this is where we can kind of see what's happening with our sales teams. So here I can see that I created an opportunity for Disneyland Park. If I was, let's say, for example, a team member and I saw this, I'm going to go back and say, you know what, great job, whatever it is. You can start having conversations about it. Or maybe, hey, you know what, I dealt with this client and they weren't interested before, but good luck. Whatever it is, you guys can go in and start communicating between each other. The loop is an internal social feed, pretty much, of all the activities that happen between the sales team, so they can kind of see what's happening, talk to each other, coach each other, help each other out, and also for sales managers to also see a feed of what's happening within their team as well. So quite a few things can be done in the Sales and Success Center. Not only can you manage all your prospects, create tasks, and use this as your CRM as well. You can run snapshot reports. You can automate drip email campaigns, which is a very, very important piece. Now, just to clarify, when you do opt people into drip email campaigns, remember, if you are in a region which is legislated by spam laws, make sure that you have explicit permission to email these customers. So that onus is on you. Don't just go off on, let's say, scrape a name off of Yellow Pages, for example, and start opting a whole bunch of people into it, because that would be against the law in your region as well. So ensure that you either have explicit information by having already a business relationship and where they've agreed to receive marketing communications with you, or make sure that you're in a region where those rules don't apply to yourself. So that's very important. But that is a huge piece, the drip email campaigns, automatically having the system introduce you to your customer, introduce these products to your customer to make your sales cycle easier. All your pipelines, order management, everything's here. If at any point in time you ever need any sort of support with your Sales and Success Center, with our services to you, we do provide complimentary support, unlimited. If you're stuck on anything, if you're having any sort of issues, even technical issues, maybe you forgot about how to do something, feel free to give us a call. Feel free to shoot us off an email. We'd be more than happy to help you out. So this is the Sales and Success Center demo.